Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment, here to recap the Tennessee Titans versus Kansas City Chiefs 2018 NFL Playoffs wildcard matchup. Yesterday I released my initial reaction. I went live momentarily, and you saw, by the way, how awful my internet is here in London. The quality for that video was terrible, but as promised, I'm back to record this. We're going to keep this recap pretty quick because uploading time here is also really bad. It's like every 2.5 minutes I record is an hour to upload. I mean, it is bad, but luckily I'll be back in Nashville on Wednesday, so we won't have to worry about this in the future. So let's get this done in hopefully 15 minutes or less so I can upload this in like 6 hours or less. Okay, please. So the Titans got it done. Obviously, I'm not going to be as happy as I was yesterday, but I'm still pretty happy. We're going to recap this football game, talk about this football game, a football game that, again, I'm sorry, I have to say it when I'm right, I have to rub it in a bit, because you people love to rub it in my face when I am wrong. I called this game, I called this result. I didn't make a score prediction, but it would have been about this. I'm just saying I had the Titans beating the Kansas City Chiefs because I knew the Chiefs are a bunch of playoff choke artists. The Titans are able to run the football. The Chiefs have the worst run defense in the NFL, and the Titans are able to stop the run, right? So that was, and this is the playoffs, people. The teams that win are the teams that are able to run the football for the most part. Most of the time, that is the case, and it was the case yesterday. Let's start by talking about, yet again, Marcus Mariota, and what a game he had. And I had some comments saying, look, you can't put this entire game on Mariota. The defense played great. Derrick Henry played great, and I understand that, and we're going to get to them. We're going to get to those components of the football game. But make no doubt about it, Marcus Mariota yesterday was great in a playoff game, and that's a huge deal, and he deserves, I'd say, 70, maybe let's say 60%, the majority of the credit, okay? Let's at least say the majority of the credit, because without the incredible plays that he made, play after play after play after play, the Titans do not win this football game. This guy went 7 for 7 on third downs in the second half. I mean, you do realize if one of those third downs don't happen, we probably lose this football game. If one of those third downs don't go down, right? So every single one of those plays were huge, and again, the defense was huge, the Derrick Henry was huge too. But, I mean, he led the comeback, and his play, even this one huge play, this one play in which he had to throw the ball, it was deflected, he caught it, and ran for the touchdown. That play, if that play doesn't work out, we probably don't win this football game. So that's why he deserves the majority of the credit to me. And again, this game was so significant, and I'm not overstating this, because again, this NFL thing is so fascinating. Like, you could have a damn good quarterback like a Matthew Stafford that, you know, is really good as a top 10 quarterback, and that's great, and he can't win a playoff game. You can have an Andy Dalton who, to me, is a franchise quarterback. Like, there's no need to replace Andy Dalton. I know some of you are going to disagree with that, but he consistently plays above the likes of guys that are horrible in the league. I think he consistently plays better than Joe Flacco in the regular season, right? He's a decent guy. In fact, he was even an MVP candidate a couple years ago. He can't win a playoff game. There are quarterbacks that for some reason they just can't win playoff games. You can defend the team around them saying that they don't have enough, whatever. But I think some quarterbacks have it in them and some quarterbacks don't, right? And we even saw now, we saw yesterday Jared Goff in his first playoff game. He didn't look too good, man. Dak Prescott looked good, but he couldn't get it done. This is a huge deal. For in his first playoff game, 24 years old, third season, for him to deliver this franchise that has not won a playoff game since 2003, had not been in the playoffs since 2008, for him to deliver a playoff victory in Arrowhead against the AFC West champion, against a 10-6 Kansas City Chiefs team, being the experienced, the playoff experienced Andy Reid and Alex Smith and Derek Johnson and Tamba Lee and Justin Houston, for him to go to Kansas City and beat these men that have been in the playoffs for years upon years upon years upon years, that tells me right there that we have someone who in his heart, in his, not only his talent, but in his heart, has something special of the likes of even an Eli Manning that, yeah, has had some regular seasons to where you look at him and you say he's not great, but when it comes to the playoffs, he plays. When it's time to be clutch, he plays. And we saw Marcus Mariota in that Week 17 game make a huge stiff arm to lead us to the playoffs. We are seeing significant plays from this man that you say, wow, he can make the plays to get it done. Because there are Super Bowl winners. If he never becomes a true elite quarterback, which I still think he will, if he never becomes an Aaron Rodgers or a Drew Brees or whatever, he could still easily be, and you're seeing signs of this, in Eli Manning, Joe Flacco, Ben Roethlisberger guy. Roethlisberger is pretty close to being top 5 at this point, but throughout his career, he's never really been top 5. To where if they make the playoffs, they are a threat, and in any playoff game, they can get it done. And having that quarterback is huge. It's nice. I love it. This is no Tony Romo. This is no Matthew Stafford. Good quarterbacks. But this is a quarterback that can lead you a little bit further, a little bit farther, and get it done. And people finally got to see what I've been preaching about all along. You can look at his stats all you want and say 13 touchdowns to 15 interceptions. He's not good. Watch the tape. It's so clear in the tape. And actually look at what you're seeing, because if you would have seen his interception in this football game, he was trying to throw towards, I think it may have been Eric Decker, Rashard Matthews, but Corey Davis was supposed to do a vertical route and he was supposed to clear the way. That's the play design there. But Corey Davis was not able to do that effectively. That is a scripted throw by Mariota. He has to make that throw if it looks good enough. It looked good enough, but Corey Davis did not finish his route and Mariota was picked off. And if you watch the tape, you see this time and time and time again, Mariota throwing interceptions, not because he made bad decisions. I mean, there are some bad decisions, but there's also been like 6 plays where there's been drops, there has been miscommunications like this, there has been bad luck, etc. This guy is good. And the only reason he only has 13 passing touchdowns is because we run the damn ball. Every time we're at the damn end zone, goal line, red zone, that's what we're doing. We're running the ball even with him. Okay, so that limits his passing touchdowns. So, Derrick Henry, great game. And you saw the ups and downs of Derrick Henry. You saw a lot of ups and you also saw some downs. I'm not kidding when I say this. Okay, I'm kidding a bit. But when he fumbled at the end of the game, okay, and Derrick Johnson picked it up and ran for a touchdown, although Derrick Henry was down before that play was confirmed, I wanted to kill myself. I mean, I would not have been able to withstand knowing that we had that game locked and Derrick Henry inexplicably fumbles like that, like it's Miracle at the Meadowlands. I wouldn't have been able to survive. You would have never seen me again. Honestly. I mean, not really, but I mean, seriously, I probably would not have made a video for at least a month. I mean, it would have just been way too traumatizing. Wow. Luckily, that didn't happen. But he also had, early in this game, the first quarter, maybe second quarter, a fumble that, again, he was down. But, dude, can you please stop this junk? And then the big play that actually had consequences was when he did not pick up the blitz from Marcus Mariota. And you can see Derrick Henry struggles with pass protection. But despite all that, you saw why he should be starting, period. Because despite his issues, he still provides so much upside. And some of y'all thought I was kidding when I said, look, give this guy the ball. He has the ability, he has the potential to run 60 yards for a touchdown any given play. He had a 35-yard touchdown in this game. And again, he's 6'3", 247, but as I said when we drafted him, this is a power running back, sure, but boy, he'll take it to the house. He has 4.4 speed. He'll take it to the house. And you saw that in this football game. Derrick Henry is our franchise running back. So now we have our franchise quarterback. Now we have our franchise running back. Now I want a receiving back. I want a Chris Thompson. I want an Alvin Kamara. I want a Christian McCaffrey type running back. Because I think it'd be ideal for this football team, right? Have Derrick Henry really run for most of the game, 70-80% of the game, like a Mark Ingram does for the New Orleans Saints. But having an Alvin Kamara that can absolutely eat up teams in the receiving game, can pass protect and all that stuff. I think that's the ideal move for this team going forward. But regardless, Derrick Henry should be the starting quarterback next year. And he should learn how to pass protect, right? That should be the thing that we groom him and actually teach him what to do there, because seeing his running potential is great. And we saw this all year. And Mike Mularkey, look, you should have started this guy a lot sooner. If you did, maybe we could have beat San Francisco, maybe we could have beat Arizona, and, maybe. It doesn't really matter at all at this point. Like, it does not matter at all. Like, the only difference now, for those of you that are still upset that we lost to Arizona and San Francisco, we didn't win the division. Okay, who cares? Because at the end of the day, we're going to Pittsburgh or New England. If we would have won the division and we won our playoff game, we'd be going to Pittsburgh or New England. So that conversation is now irrelevant. We move on to the wide receivers. And I'll probably need to go a little bit quicker now because I've already used 12 minutes. Wide receivers today, Delanie Walker, tight end. He played well. Okay, played well today. I didn't see him complaining about penalties. I talked about that last week, so I'm happy about that. Derrick Henry caught a couple passes, good. Corey Davis, you saw more of his potential, saw more of his issues. Again, with that interception, him and Mariota just do not have chemistry. I know Mariota missed him on what would have been a potential game-winning touchdown there. That was unfortunate. That was on Mariota, but, they're just on the same page. We're just going to have to work on that in the offseason. Again, I'm fine having Corey Davis being our number 2 next year, but I want a Jarvis Landry, I want Allen Robinson, I want Sammy Watkins. We need to pair someone with Corey Davis just in case he never gets better. I believe that he will. Just in case he doesn't, let's pair him with somebody better in the offseason because, hello, Marcus Mariota showing us, dude, give me weapons, get me there, we can do something in the playoffs with me. With me, we can do something. Rashard Matthews, man, not making an impact anymore. I don't know what happened. Look, he started the season so strong. Since then, I don't know where he's at. And he should be showing up because he's been looking forward to these playoff games for a while, as have all of us, and haven't really seen much yet from him. I need to see a little bit more from Rashard Matthews. Eric Decker, huge drop early. I mean, Jesus Christ, man, what are you doing? Look, I get it. Your wife's hot. Jesse James Decker, oh my God. But dude, catch the football, man. I mean, I know you're going home to this beautiful wife. You probably don't even care about the football game because you're already winning in life. But man, catch the football for me, and he did, right? On the touchdown, he did, and that was great. We need you to step up because we just can't afford drops. Man, we can't afford it. You see how hard it is for us to score a touchdown? We literally have to go from like the 10-yard line, go all the, because Adoree Jackson cannot return. We're going to talk about that. You have to go from the 10-yard line all the way down, and it takes us forever. I mean, that drive to start the third quarter took us 9 minutes. It took us 9 minutes. Hopefully, we get a playmaker that can make some big plays. Jarvis Landry. All right, we move on to the special teams. Adoree Jackson, look, he's not a good returner, period. I'm done. And I've never said he was a good returner. Like, in college, I expected him, to carry it over, right? He was a good returner in college. But at this point, he's been a negative punt returner. Negative. Because he's only had, to my recollection, one good return. And it was, week 17, right? Against the Jacksonville Jaguars. He didn't return it for a touchdown. He hasn't returned anything for a touchdown. And then you have the muff punt. So whenever you have returned to nothing in a season and you have a muff punt, you are now a negative returner to me. At this point, I'm saying, can we get someone better? Right? That's what I'm thinking, at least. I mean, I know it's so easy for us to say, Adoree Jackson is our best returner, let's put him on punt returns and whatnot. He just doesn't return anything. And I know you can blame the special teams blocking, and I've never seen a play where he absolutely should have returned it, I guess. He invested all this money in these special teams aces, Brendan Trawick and Darren Bates in the offseason, and he hasn't returned nothing, and then he had the muff punt, trying to do too much. What the hell? And then I didn't think he played well today. He allowed slants to, I think it was Demarcus Robinson, to Tyreek Hill. And he also allowed a pass to Albert Wilson. He was our worst corner today. And it was unfortunate because he's been playing better. And again, this has been, for the most part, a pretty good season for Adoree Jackson. But again, no interception for him. Logan Ryan was better today. This was a bad game for Adoree Jackson. I mean, that's what it is. The fumble was huge. This is the playoffs. We can't afford that stuff in the playoffs. All right, we move on to the defense. Struggled early. Rallied late. And you saw why we love guys like Jarrell Casey, Derek Morgan, Brian Orakpo. They've been waiting for this moment all their careers, and they showed up. Jarrell Casey is an absolute beast. Wesley Woodyard stepped it up. He's improved. Great. Kevin Byard, great. For the most part, I did not like that he missed that tackle on Demarcus Robertson at the end of the second quarter. Did not love that at all. But, whatever. He played pretty well for the moment. Avery Williamson only once hurt. He's not the best open field tackler, honestly. But he's just such a good center fielder, and he's such a threat for this sweep play. He didn't even make the play on the football. He didn't tackle Ty Smith, cornerback. He's been playing well for the most part, man. I've liked Ty Smith Now, I think he's the one that blew the coverage on DeMarcus Robinson at the end of the second quarter, I think. Or maybe he was... I need to watch that play in the All-22 coaches film. Jonathan Cyprien, today, actually played a lot better. He came down. He was covering tight ends well today. He covered Albert Wilson well, knocked the ball out of his hands. You saw a tremendous play there by Jonathan Cyprien, and I will absolve him a bit for his struggles this season, but again, I still wish we drafted Jamal Adams. We could use Jamal Adams right now, but overall, I like Jonathan Cyprien today. Other than that, Sylvester Williams, he made a play, right? He got the deflection, so you love that play by Sylvester Williams. Nice to see him finally doing something. Great football game for us. And look, I understand, if Travis Kelce played for this entire football game because he went down because of the hit by Jonathan Cyprien, perhaps we lose this football game. Maybe we do. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, could. Okay, like, no one cares. I'm sorry. It's just, this is the way it works. This is the playoffs, man. Like, if Chris Johnson didn't get hurt in our 2008 game against the Baltimore Ravens, we probably win that game. And we haven't won a playoff game, or we haven't been to the playoffs in 10 years after that. Like, sometimes that's just the way the NFL works. I don't hear anyone crying for us when Chris Johnson got injured in that 2008 divisional round game against the Ravens. I didn't hear anyone crying. So I don't want to hear people crying about this. This is just the way the NFL works. Some people get injured, some people don't, whatever. I do want to talk about the Chiefs momentarily. I'll talk about that in a second. But just to end the Titans, great victory. A victory that I call. Mike Mularkey, real quick on him, he has to stay. Look, he deserves to stay, people. This is as far as the intelligent Titans fan thought we were going to go this season. To the divisional round. If you thought we were going to go to the AFC Championship, Super Bowl, come on, that was hopeful. But you can't say you expected that. And if Mike Mularkey didn't go to the AFC Championship, he deserved to be fired. This is as far as we thought we were going to go. He got a playoff win, and he deserves to stay. Even Sean McVay, right, the golden boy, the prodigal child, even he didn't win a playoff game, right? So what kind of coach are we looking for? Are we looking for Andy Reid, who chokes in the playoffs? Mike Mularkey wins in the playoffs, right? He's 1-0 in the playoffs now. Like, we got a good thing right now. And if you fire him, I think you're going to get backlash from Brian Arakpo, who said after the game that firing him would be ridiculous, and Jarrell Casey and Derek Morgan, because this would only be after 2 years, man. Like, the players right now, they're playing for him. They're playing for Dick LeBeau. We got to get rid of Terry Robisky, because this offense, it's just too awful most of the time, right? They got it together in the second half, but he needs to go. I think the wide receiver coach needs to go. I think the quarterback coach needs to go. The offensive staff needs reconstruction. But they're playing for Mike Mularkey. And look, it takes at least a decent coach to go on the road in Arrowhead in the playoffs and come down from 21-3. It takes at least a decent coach to do that. He deserves to stay. Next year, maybe we were horrible. We go 4-12. Then fire him. Absolutely. But for right now, he deserves one more year, dog. I mean, this is as far as we thought we would go. This was a great comeback victory. What a victory by this football team. On to the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, speaking of firing head coaches, you gotta fire Andy Reid. He can't win. Okay, it's just been proven at this point, man. It's sad. I can't believe it. But at some point, as a man, he has to look within himself and he has to say, I'm sick of this. I'm not losing the playoffs anymore. I'm going to do everything I can to run the football in the second half with Kareem Hunt and make sure we don't lose the football game. And he's just incapable, right? You got to fire him. I mean, I'm not sure who you can get right now because you're kind of late to the party, but he's just not the guy. It's obvious. It's clear. Patrick Mahomes, he's not going to do much better than Alex Smith is doing now. That's just the truth. Maybe he has the little thing that Alex Smith doesn't, but Alex Smith played well today. I mean, he made throws. He made throws to Orson Charles, who dropped it. He made throws to his wide receivers that would sometimes step up, sometimes wouldn't. I thought he played well. That's the end of this video. Now, we will talk about the Patriots matchup, most likely the Patriots matchup next week. But for right now, celebrate, rejoice. We got the victory, Titans fans, and we will be back next week to talk about probably the matchup against the New England Patriots. Until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment. I'm out. See you all later.